I'll play Orville.
Here for the pod.
All of you. And welcome.
Injury.
But dude, I for real don't know how to pronounce these guys' names.
Welcome to the podcast brought to you by the Valenzuela Bros. The name of this podcast, you ask, is Alonso.
Baconator.
Baconator Deluxe. All right.
Oh, Heart and Hustle, baby.
We're up to
Heart and Hustle.
No
Possibly
copyright
the Heart and
issues.
Hustle Cup pending a little bit, but we will figure that out for you all. I'm going to turn this over to our host of the show and get familiar with his face and with his voice, Diego Valenzuela.
Guys, first of all, I just want to say this is an honor to be able to meet with you guys in this day and age with this kind of technology, getting pumped for the games that are coming our way here soon, especially today, Champions League final. We're going to be going deep into the details there with we got a professional with us. Let's do a quick intro. So, as you said, I'm Diego. I'm one of the hosts, most known for my high school soccer playing, and it stopped right there, man. I even quit my senior year. But I love soccer, love football. And then we got Homero Valenzuela, the professional, here. Say hi to everybody.
Hey, it's Homero Valenzuela. Just a little bit about myself. I'm a youth soccer coach working on my B license right now. That's pending. So within the next week or so, I will find out about the final. But got years of experience. Love the game. Love talking about it. Love coaching.
Let's get it.
Coach.
We're excited.
Hopefully
We're
I
gonna
can
be
provide
relying a lot on Homero. He's got just years of experience, years of knowledge. He'll be able to lead many of these segments moving forward. But let's pass it on to Alonso, known for his high school career as team kicker for Lake Gibson High School. Everyone,
What's
round
up,
of applause.
What's up, everybody? I kicked the game-losing field goal for playoffs back in 2020 or 2010. Let's go. So I'm here mostly because I'm one of the brothers, and I don't really know crap about what's going on in the Champions League, except that Real Madrid is in the final.
That's right.
My day-to-day, I do jiu-jitsu every day. I do judo, so I'll slam you, Antonio, whenever I see you. I actually really suck at both.
Taylor Harrison.
But I'm excited for this podcast. I'm excited for this summer. A lot of football. And I'm excited for this Champions League final.
A lot of football, a lot of energy coming from Alonso. I love it. Also known, a.k.a. Lonnie, in the house. Welcome, bro.
Lonnie.
And then last but not least, we got the baby brother, the baby bro, the youngest, but also the strongest. Maybe we'll test that out here.
Of the strongest, dude. You said it, man. It's already done. My name is Antonio. You can call me Tone. My high school soccer career wasn't very memorable, but one of my happiest memories was my junior year or sophomore year. I don't really remember too well. When I received the Heart and Hustle Award.
Heart and Hustle!
Who my coach happened to be my father at the time. The Heart and Hustle Award meant so much to me that we're going to name this podcast after that award. The Heart and Hustle.
Oh, yeah.
And the idea is that every episode, we're going to give a Heart and Hustle Award to a player of our choosing as well. I also got the GPA award every single year.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We'll
No
have to
GPA
unpack that
awards.
later.
Sorry about that, but Heart and Hustle Award. Tone, Diego, take it away. Explain a little bit of what these episodes are gonna be like.
Guys, this is gonna be great. So the four of us, every tournament, every strong friendly match even that's coming our way, we're going to be here. We're going to bring you the details. We're going to bring you predictions. We're going to bring you excitement, energy, and just a ton of fun here right before we watch the game. Today's a big day, guys. Today's a big day. Today's the biggest day of the year, honestly. We got the Champions League. So let's talk a little bit what we got. We got Real Madrid, of course. How many times have they been in the Champions League finals? Anyone know that off the top of your head?
Dude, coach?
17.
Almost all the time. They are ridiculous. It's not so much how many times they have gone to the final, but how many times that they have won the
That's
final.
right.
The most winningest club in Champions League history. They are Real Madrid, Champions League. That's synonymous with each other.
When's the last time they were in the Champions League final? What year? Do you know?
What year? That was.
Good
I'm gonna have
question.
to go look that up. That's a good question.
They're there all the time, man.
They're there.
Was
We
it
got
with
Real Madrid.
Cristiano Ronaldo? Probably, right?
Mr. Champions League himself.
Well, I think it's important also to note that, you know, one of our brothers lived overseas for a couple of years out
Oh,
there
yeah,
in the land of
dude.
España. What do you have to say about Real Madrid? Too bad we don't hear you at all. We're having some mic.
Put the mic on.
Turn the mic
Plug it
on.
in.
Tell us how you feel about Real Madrid, man.
Technical
Yeah,
difficulties.
Still
You
rolling.
hate it that much, dude?
What was
Still
I
rolling.
saying?
Let's go.
I don't
That's
remember.
it.
All right, keep
That's
it
all
rolling.
good. Next.
I don't remember what I said, but all I remember is the Bernabeu Stadium had the most trophies I've ever seen in my life. I saw a lot of Champions League trophies there, and I saw my twin Kaká from Brazil, big poster of him in the stadium. And since then, I dreamt about playing for them, and I realized like 6 months later that that's never going to happen. But
Very right.
I was impressed with the professionalism of the stadium, professionalism of the pitch, the locker rooms, and I knew from that point onward I was going to be a Real Madrid fan for the rest of my life.
Wow. Okay, so this is a big game for you. It's a big game for you. And they're up
I'm
against
guessing that's Diego.
under-
That's Alonso's pick for the game today, huh? A la Madrid.
We'll talk about predictions,
Yes.
man. Let's not
I'm
rush
guessing.
it, but
I'm
it's
just
kind of
guessing. I'm
obvious.
rushing a little bit because we're running out of time.
Yeah, let's keep moving. So Borussia Dortmund.
Oh shoot, dude! I don't know anything about this team.
I think we're gonna talk about a few key players to watch. Let's start with Dortmund because I think it's pretty obvious that Real Madrid are the main, they're the favorites to win this. But let's talk about Dortmund. Omero, what do you think? What are some key players? Who should we look out for today that is gonna be playing?
I'm pulling up their
Dortmund. Let's go with the lineup.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
pulling
pull
up the
them
lineup right now as you're talking about it here.
Let's pull it
Okay,
up, young
so-
Jamie.
Well, Dortmund has right now player to watch for sure. Right smack in the middle would be Julian Brandt. This kid is unbelievable. He goes and leads everything through the middle. That is the one player to go and keep an eye on for this particular game.
No
way,
dude.
He will be connecting, of course, with their striker, Niklas Füllkrug, another guy. Striker, top guy. I don't know what else to say, really. He has been a goal scorer. They've been killing it and doing really well in the German Bundesliga. Füllkrug just has 3 goals going into the Champions League final, but he's playing every game. He's averaging at least 2.5 attempts per goal. Our goal. So it's going to be pretty interesting to go and see what those two can go and do. And of course, we've got Jadon Sancho as well, which he's playing with a chip in his shoulder by getting screwed out of Manchester United. It's going to be pretty interesting to see. I would say probably the main player to kind of watch out of those 3, I would say for me, Julian Brandt. Let's see how often he can go and feed those players up on top and see how he can go and control the center, knowing that Real Madrid has possibly one of the best midfielder pairs in the world right now.
Brand.
It'll be pretty interesting.
Dude, again, I don't really know much about this Dortmund team. I'm looking at the lineup and everything. I recognize Sancho, of course, and everything that happened with Madrid. With Manchester United. I know Dortmund is very notorious for having those young players, those young superstars that go to the big clubs. Who is the next one here on this lineup that you would say would sign with a big club? What do you think?
Ooh, great.
Brandt? How old is that guy?
Julian
Brandt,
Brandt,
28?
he's 28 years old. I mean,
28.
he's
Okay.
he's
So he's kind of like in
team.
his prime-ish.
I mean, the one that you would have to just pick out of everyone, would have to be Jadon Sancho. He's locked in with a contract with Manchester United, but
Right.
obviously he was unhappy there. Eric Ten Hag, the coach, he kicked him out. He kicked him out, and then as soon as he kicks him out, Jadon Sancho is just tearing it up for Dortmund. So I don't think it's going to last. Dortmund might try to go and put something in to go and get him permanently. United might recall him because he is on a loan deal, but it has to be Jadon Sancho at this point.
Really, dude, that's the redemption for him, man. Redemption that he's going to be in the Champions League final right now. And can you imagine if he scores a goal? He's going to go nuts.
Ice.
And now
ice in his veins.
the coach for this guy for Manchester United is gone now, right? They got rid of him. Or
Is that breaking news?
dude, I thought I saw
Where did
something
you
like
find
that?
that?
I thought I saw. Hold on.
It is in talks, but when you're a coach for United, you're always in talks of getting fired. So,
Guys, I will say
I know,
something
dude.
about Borussia Dortmund. The only thing I know about them has been their performance so far this tournament. Real Madrid undefeated. They haven't lost. They've tied a couple times, and they've won many times so far in this tournament. Borussia Dortmund are the underdogs. They lost against Atletico Madrid. They lost against PSG earlier in the group stage, but then they came back and beat PSG when it mattered in the semis. So they didn't let Mbappe score. I'm impressed by their defense.
Yep.
They're making the third appearance in the final in club history. Third time's the charm. So I think they have that going for them. I still think Real Madrid are the favorites here, but I do like the underdog story.
I know. Let's talk prediction, guys. Well, we didn't talk Real Madrid. I mean, we know that they're the favorites. I mean, what key players? You want to just shout out 3 of them right away?
Number one is obviously going to be the referee.
There's so
Ref
many.
is the most important
VAR.
player for them. The VAR is number 2 player.
VAR's number 2.
And the third one will be the referee that's all the way up in the box telling the center ref, hey, man, don't forget.
Or the
We gotta let this team win it again.
Or the Mafia.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually going to go for Madrid today, too. That's my prediction. I got Madrid winning this thing, and I don't even think they're going to make it to extra time. I got them winning it with the 90 minutes that they got in the beginning. That's all.
You know, I believe in Jadon Sancho.
I did like that little talk, dude. I did like talking about
he's got
Jadon
the chip
Sancho
on the
there a little
shoulder,
bit.
you know, he might be
Chip on the
pumped. This is a
shoulder.
big stage. He's young. He's pretty young, pretty sure. And you know, he might want a moment. And this
How old
is
is he? He's probably like 28 or so now.
Jadon Sancho's 24.
Oh
The guy
my!
is young. The kid is young.
That's-
He's ready to be in front and center in the spotlight. He's gonna score un golazo today. I'm excited to see it. It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen.
You know, that's
Unless we have-
probably why I thought he was older, was because I feel like he's been in the spotlight for so long now. They've been talking about him for so long. Then Manchester United got him and everything, and then it hasn't gone too well for him there. But, dude, this is redemption 101 for him today. Oh, shoot. I'm looking at the Madrid's lineup, too.
What do we got?
No,
Well,
I
it's really hard. It's going to be
Real Madrid.
interesting for Jude Bellingham, that's for sure. Going up against his old club.
He's
What's
top
the-
dog right now. I have my eyes on Antonio Cruz.
He's starting.
I have my eye on
Antonio Cruz.
Carvajal back in the defense. I would like to see Modric get subbed in at some point.
They have to.
And Nacho, all these guys are very experienced. Those 4 players, here's a statistic. Those 4 players would, if they win today, have won the Champions League 6 times. That's a record. It's a record that stood for 60 years. If those 4 players win today, if Real Madrid wins today, they will be at the top. They'll mark themselves in the history. So I'm looking at Toni Kroos. I love that guy. He announced his retirement earlier this week from the club. He'll continue playing a lot longer. But if they win today for him, it's the perfect send-off.
Too many good stories, man. There's too many good
We
stories.
got a couple of those player standouts already. For some reason, this feels like we all really like Jadon Sancho, except for Alonso, because he has
Alonso hates him.
Madrid running through his veins and he just
Alonso
hates
hates him.
everybody in Dortmund. But
I do like. I'll
This is
respect
a big game for Cruz.
The
I-
big game for Cruz.
I think he's gonna show out. It's gonna be like Kobe's last game type of deal. What if he scores? Talk about a send off.
Cruz?
Incredible. And what about our forwards? Who we
German, English, and Spanish. He's gonna understand everything that's going on in the field.
That's true. That is true.
It's no way he's gonna be confused, man.
He's the most prepared. Hey, Alonso, I think aren't you in charge of the injuries?
Who's
Oh,
it? Oh yeah.
Yes, I have a couple injuries to report. We can do that now or later. It's kind of like some downer news, but I'm Debbie Downer here.
Well,
like
let me
the
just say we
Couple
got
on both sides.
7 minutes till kickoff. So let's hear the injuries.
All right,
Speed
this will
round.
be really quick. This will be
Speed
really
round.
quick.
Who do we got?
4 notable injuries, 2 on each squad that I'm going to call out. Number 1, let's start with Real Madrid. They announced that they're going to start their goalkeeper, Courtois. Am I saying that right?
Courtois.
Yeah.
Ukrainian goalkeeper, Andriy Lunin. Pretty close there. He was the man of the match, I think. If not, he should have been with Manchester City. He saved 2 penalty kicks when it mattered most. And he had played many times throughout the tournament already. He will not be playing. He got the flu earlier this week and did not travel with the team. He traveled.
Just play through the flu, man. Come
come on,
on,
Michael
man.
Jordan, man.
Not
Michael
like your
Jordan,
bones
man.
are broken. Anyway,
Second one is Frenchman defensive midfielder Aurelien Chouameni. Pretty close with the pronunciation. He hurt his foot a while back. He played 8 matches with the Champions League in the Champions League this year. There were hopes that he'd make it back. The coach ruled him out, and he was a very versatile player in the middle and in defense. He will not play today, but
freaking
it's
news.
okay. We do have a very strong defensive midfielder or center mid or center back. We'll talk about him later because I freaking love that guy. Plays for Germany. Borussia Dortmund, 2 injuries. One is a striker from Ivory Coast, Sebastian Haller. He hurt his ankle a while back. He is possible to return. After this game, he struggled with injuries back since February, but he's always been a substitute. But he has scored the Champions League so far this year.
This podcast won't exist after the game anyway, so I think we're fine.
But he's going to ride the bench, whether he plays or not, until the very end. Hopefully, he doesn't score. Last is Rami Bensebaini.
Fact check that.
Bensebaini.
Pretty close.
He's an Algerian left back defender. He played 5 games in this tournament. He got a knee injury. Check this out. He was playing a friendly with Algeria, playing against Bolivia in a friendly match.
Freaking
He
Bolivia.
hurt his knee less than 20 minutes into the first half. He's
Freaking
a
Bolivia.
Dutch left back winger. Wait. Yeah. No. That's another one. Matson.
Read your notes, man.
Matson will take
Still
his
rolling.
spot. He'll play good. He's very strong, very tricky. He likes to go up the wing on the left side. So he's going to be replacing him. He has been already. So those are the 4 highlights from an injury standpoint. Stefania Bell will be so proud of me.
I mean, I'm proud. We gave you short notice on this. That's great.
Wait.
We
Algeria against who?
Bolivia. The man
Freaking
hurt himself playing against
Bolivia.
Bolivia. They ended up winning.
What an exciting game that must have been.
Nice.
Yeah, and now he's not playing in the final. Yeah. We'll figure.
All right.
Wow.
All right, that's all I got. I don't have any more contributors. Thank you.
Dude, that was a heck of an injury report.
That was a good injury
a lot
report.
better than I thought.
Hard names. Those are difficult names, but you did great. Pretty good, man.
You didn't say them all right, but you were pretty close.
We got T-minus 3 minutes, guys. What do we need to cover? Any last Olmedo, what are some last minute thoughts, dude? Like, what do you think is gonna happen? Who's gonna be having the most possession? Think it's obvious. What's gonna happen, dude?
Well, obviously, Madrid, they've been here before. I just looked it up. They've been to 17 finals. they won it 14 times. That's just an unbelievable win rate.
Freaking
Yeah.
bullshit.
They are the Champions League. So this is something that they've been here before. We have several winners already on here, if not all.
Yep.
Bellingham is coming in with such a strong year. It's
Ooh.
going to be crazy. And we can't forget
Bellingham.
Vinicius Jr., who's just an absolute threat. I
Beanie.
think Madrid will possibly go and control possession, but Dortmund can control possession as well. So it's just a matter of who's going to break the defense. Both defenses have been pretty solid. Madrid's defense, when they were up against Manchester City, was just unbelievable. And they were well and organized. In all honesty, I still don't trust Nacho. And I still don't trust Carvajal. And I think they're going to start breaking into the left-hand side, especially with Matson and Adeyemi going and flying in. So if I was Dortmund, I would go and just prioritize their left-hand side to kind of break the defense. But as soon as Real
Who's on the
Madrid
left?
goes and as soon as they go and give up possession, that's when they are their most dangerous. They're experts in counterattacks, and with Vinicius and Rodrigo up in front, with Bellingham just right sitting in behind, I don't know who can catch them.
Yeah. I
They're
like it.
speedy.
I like it. Bellingham, dude, that's gonna be kind of my standout player. It's kind of obvious, but that guy, I was just talking with Omero the other day that he said that this is like his first year with Madrid, right? Which is crazy because when you watch him play, he plays like it's his team and they play around him. And
He might
the
be
guy's so good.
he might be the recipient of the Heart and Hustle Award.
You know what? We'll find out at the end of this show, won't we, dear?
Any favorites? I say Bellingham is a favorite. Guys, here's my prediction.
Sancho.
2-0. Dortmund's going to win this. It's going to blow the world's mind.
Ooh.
2-0. We're going to see a goal from Sancho. We're going to see a goal from Brandt. It's going to be incredible. They're going to be really good goals. They're going to be early on in the game. So the rest of the game is just going to be attacking from Real Madrid, and they're never going to make it. That's my prediction.
Okay.
If I'm right.
Omero, your prediction?
My prediction, 1-0, Dortmund, header by Hummels. And the
Whoa! Dude, that would be good, man. The guy is 6'5" or something like that anyway. I don't know.
Dude. Alonso, prediction.
Big prediction, dude.
My
Okay.
prediction is 3-1 Real Madrid. Real Madrid. Yeah.
Hostia.
Three goals. One from Bellingham, two from Vinicius Jr. That is my prediction. I also think Antonio Rudiger is going to have a heck of a match. They're going to sneak one past him. You know, he's the strongest player, one of the fastest players on that field.
Oh yeah.
But they'll sneak one past him. 3-1 Real Madrid.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
love Rudiger too. It really showed how elite that guy is with how he can control Haaland and how he controlled Haaland in that last game. That was crazy. And Haaland couldn't do anything almost.
That
He
is
was just
good.
stuck there, and he's a beast. I got Madrid winning 1-0 on a breakaway counterattack to Vinny Jr. because nobody can catch him, dude. No one can catch Vinny Jr. That's my prediction. And the game has started 1 minute ago, guys.
Guys, all very valid. We're excited. We're gonna watch this game. We'll be meeting back here for halftime, and we're gonna watch the game brought to you by Paramount Plus. Hold on, just a quick second for our sponsors. And we're done. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, we'll be here at halftime for a quick 15 minutes. A la Madrid or Dortmund. I guess I predicted Dortmund.
Con bar, sin bar. El Madrid te va a robar, te va a robar, te va a robar. El Real Madrid.
Brought to you by no one.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
And we're live. We're doing it live.
We're doing
All
it
right,
live.
guys. We don't got much time. We are doing a live halftime report. Who's up so far from this first half, dude? Dortmund, man.
What a
Dortmund.
game. What a game by Dortmund right now. It's 0-0, but it feels like that it shouldn't be.
Dude, goalless, but it shouldn't be, man. I
Man.
tell you, man, I am loving what I'm seeing from Dortmund, man. They're just knocking on the door.
there's a huge difference that I'm seeing between when Madrid has the ball and when Dortmund has the ball. When Dortmund has the ball, it's just explosive, dude. It's explosive, and you're like, oh shoot. This guy, Adeyemi.
Adeyemi.
Oh, dude,
Looks
he's
unstoppable.
impressive.
Fast, dude.
He's
is
impressive,
so fast.
man.
Where's he from?
Yeah, I'll get you that in just a minute.
I have no idea, man.
Alonso, injury report.
Give it to us.
I think Hummels came back in.
Injury report.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know his name, but his number 23 from Dortmund. He got a knee injury.
Oh yeah, he did. And they were like
Oh,
pressing against it. Yeah.
Number 4, Schlotterbeck or
dang, man. Explicit material, I guess. All right.
Watch your mouth.
Shelterbeck.
He also got a yellow card.
Got a yellow card, and then he got hurt afterwards near
Stupid
the
yellow
end.
card.
You'd
Stupid
see him
yellow
there
card.
just holding his knee, stretching it out. But besides that, pretty clean. There were a couple yellow cards, one for Vinicius Jr., another one for Sabister, something like that, with the Dortmund. So the
Close.
ref is a little trigger happy on the Dortmund side, but they're very exciting, very fast. Freaking that guy is fast. Adeyemi.
Adeyemi.
Fast. Oh my gosh.
German player, Adeyemi. Like I
Ooh.
said, Adeyemi's 22 years old. Carvajal is 32. He's 10 years younger than Carvajal. And the way that Madrid is trying to go and possess the ball, they're having Carvajal go up high. So as soon as they go and regain possession of the ball, boom, they go they need to attack that side even more. Like I said from the very beginning, Carvajal is not going to be able to go and keep up. Rudiger has to go and slide in and cover. So they're going to get exhausted. Rudiger is going to be going and covering so much ground that it's going to take a toll. But Adeyemi is, I mean,
he had a
one-on-one chance.
Oh yeah,
One chance. He
man.
beat Courtois, but that touch just put
This
him
is too far.
way off.
Yeah.
perfect pass. First of all, not offsides or anything.
Perfect pass.
Clear, perfect pass. 1v1. He was just a little bit off. Got in that ugly angle. Couldn't do much from it, but the dude is he's out for blood.
Oh, Meadow, if you're on Madrid's side, what do you do there? Do you take him out? Do you do a different tactic? What do you do in that situation?
I mean, on the right side, I mean, who do you have? Right?
Exactly.
Right side. Do you just put in a center back? Do you have Eder Militao? You have David Alaba as defenders sitting on your bench. Do you put them there? They're center backs. They are center backs, right?
He Carvajal.
And the way that Madrid plays, they play a 4-3-3. Well, right now they're playing a 4-4-2 diamond with 2 up top, right? They don't play a 3-back. They don't play a 3-back, so you can't put 3 backs there. They're not going to go and play 5 through the middle, right? So, what can you do? I mean, the Carvajal is just going to have to play a little bit more deeper than what he's used to. The possession stats, right, is obviously in favor of Madrid. Madrid right now is sitting at 64% over Dortmund's 36%. They have 345 passes, right? 345 passes. We're at 94% accuracy rating. But it's the passing within the last part of the field is what they're getting completely screwed over, because as soon as Dortmund gets it, they explode and they're gone.
Yeah, and it's so good, man. It's so Adeyemi had that super good chance, and then
he had 2 good chances, I think.
Guys, we had the ball hit the post. What's this guy's name?
Nicholas Füllkrug.
Oh yeah,
I told you the guy. I mean, just a killer instinct. He knew Courtois was coming right out, so he just took that touch to redirect the ball, and unfortunately, it just hit the post. And
was that offsides?
It looked offside.
It did look offside. It did look offside. So I think if the ball would have gone in, they would have checked it and it would have been ruled out, because
but like by a hair, man. He was good. It was a good pass. I think Sancho set that up.
It's interesting. I'm so used to, especially this season, seeing Madrid play very counter-attack heavy. Their counterattacks are usually really, really big and explosive. But in this situation, it's like Dortmund's counterattacks are on another level right now.
And the commentator said it best. He's like, every time Madrid attacks, they're leaving an open hole right there, and it's really obvious. And then when they attack back, it's like Rudiger has to do everything there. This guy, and then you got Vinny Jr., who Hummels is doing a fantastic job.
He is. He's killing it. He's keeping it short with him. He's just cutting him off.
I loved at the end there of the first half is they showed Vinny Jr. had a really good chance, and Hummels got him right on, and he was celebrating like he scored a goal. He's like, yeah,
yeah.
Everyone knows how
I'm a little worried about Vinny Jr. there on that side. I feel like I'm cheering for Dortmund right now, but because he's getting a lot of touches, his control's insane. Like they'll send the ball from half field and he leaves it perfectly. First touch is incredible. He has like Ryerson, I think is his name. That's on in the back there, but Hummels is killing it. I'm super impressed with Adeyemi and then Fulkrug, I think is his name.
The striker,
They had that one too where he went for the header, like he was a little bit too forward. Adeyemi takes the shot, rebound. He's like trying to head it in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love it.
No, it was a heck of a first half. It's funny what Omedo just said. He's like, "What do you do there? Do you have these guys on the bench?" And those names on the bench sound so funny, man. Alaba and Militao. I'm like, those guys are on the bench. That's crazy. But you're right. They're center backs. They can't really get there. So I still have Madrid winning 1-0 at the end of the game. I have them winning 1-0. And I have Ancelotti coming up with a new little game plan because he can obviously see that he needs to do something there. Or like Omedo said, they're going to gas out. Rudiger's going to gas out. And that's going to be a big problem. He's saving their butts right now. He really is. So my prediction stays the same.
Shout out to Courtois. I think right now on the Madrid side, he is their most important player and best player this half with a lot of good saves. He's a giant Frenchman, Belgian. I don't even know.
Belgian.
He just, trying to cut off the angle. They could have been up 2-0, at this halftime.
Easy. And this is coming off a huge injury. Huge injury, man.
Yeah. Which we heard from our injury report in our pregame preview.
Can you go over that report one more time for me?
I mean, the man is prepared. The man is prepared. No, I think
what a first half. I wasn't expecting that, man.
It's like Dortmund won this half, even though no goals. Dortmund's on top of it.
Yeah.
They had 8 shots, 3 on target, but it just felt like they were knocking on the door, which I'm hoping they come in with the same amount of energy and like aggressiveness because it's catching Real Madrid off guard. But what are we going to see some substitutions, do you think?
What do you think, expert analyst?
Coach.
I don't think anything right away. I think what Madrid needs to do is give Dortmund the ball. They need to give Dortmund the ball, allow them to have it. That way they can be able to go and counter. Dortmund right now, their precision is decent with their passes, but I think if they allow it to happen more, and if they can go and find Vinny, they could be dangerous because they have some opportunities to go and counter, but it hasn't been good because Vinny has just been by himself.
Yeah,
and that I would think that could be the best route to be able to just have them keep the ball, be able to get them on the break, and they need to go and find Vinny. Rodrigo has been gone.
Yeah,
he hasn't shown at all.
A little more from him for sure.
There's nothing involved. That could be the first. Maybe Jose Lu can come in, do something just like the last game, but they want speed if they're going to go for a counter attack style, and Jose Lu is not. I don't believe he matches that speed of Rodrigo. So Dortmund just need to keep doing what they're doing. They're way dangerous. It's coming really soon. I would be very careful because they have 2 yellows. One, Schlotterbeck, he just was an idiot and just had a moment of panic where he gets onto the face of the ref. That's an immediate yellow. And Marcel Sabitzer, again, just 2 yellow cards for dissent.
Yeah.
Right? They have to be really careful with that, especially with the a center back playing a whole nother 45 minutes on a yellow. So he'll be pulling back on some of the tackles, but I still think prediction wise, I think Dortmund can go and get it. They'll get something off the break and just edge this Madrid team 1-0. But Carlo Ancelotti is
think he's gonna
one of
figure
the
it
best
out.
managers for a reason. He'll come up with something.
Yeah.
Ancelotti.
Ancelotti's gonna come out with something, man.
Ancelotti.
Vinny Jr. also got a yellow card. Looks like
Oh, because he hit the goalie.
he clipped the goalkeeper's toenails, it seems.
Yeah.
Dude, he got him. He
Wasn't
got
too
him though.
bad,
You
but he
watch
got
it.
him. Yeah,
He
That
got him.
probably hurt.
He
man.
There
sold
was
it. but he got him.
contact.
That
There was
There
probably
was
contact.
contact there.
There was
Yeah.
contact.
that dude's losing his toenail for sure. It's gonna be bruised, and it's gonna be coming out here soon.
I'm gonna
How are,
adjust
your
my
how are
prediction.
your toenails, Mr. Iron Man?
Dude,
Your
you want to
toenails are probably
see? I'll
gone.
show the line.
let's
I'm not
see.
even kidding,
Let's
man.
see.
Look at this.
Oh,
Oh, yo!
If you haven't, aren't watching on YouTube, you're seeing purple toes. No shame, the mark of the beast, guys. Alonso, any adjustments to your predictions before we
I
roll over?
think Madrid will still win. I will modify the score a bit. I think they win 2-1. I think Dortmund's going to score here in the next 15 minutes. And then Real Madrid, in classic Madrid fashion, boom, 2 within the last 5 or 10 minutes of the game, and they win
Jose Lu.
with a sub from Jose Lu.
So
Jose
do
Lu.
we see any lineup changes yet? Any substitutions?
I don't think anyone's gonna make it substitute right now, right?
Well,
I'd be
I don't foresee any side going and making a substitute, but there's definitely a change that has to be as far as like personal roles
Yeah.
with specifically on that right side for Madrid. Dani Carvajal is just getting
He's getting beat.
he's just
It looks
getting
like
beat.
it just looks like there's not any changes from what I see now, but
no.
arranca partido, guys. We are in the second half. I mean, I'm going for Dortmund. We'll see what happens. We're gonna have a post-game segment of this podcast. We're gonna talk about what happens in the game, and we'll see. And then we'll talk about also what's gonna happen in the future here, upcoming tournaments and stuff. All right, guys. Adeyemi, about to
back
score.
in
So
45.
Andiamo.
thank you for joining. Like and subscribe. Sponsored
Ala
by
Madrid.
Coca-Cola.
Gosh dang it, I'm so mad.
And we're back. Guys. Campioni de Liga. Ala Madrid, Real
Shine
Madrid.
bright like a diamond.
Guys, let's talk about our second half, how we feel, immediate reactions right away. Let's start with my bottom left corner, Lonnie. Alonso, what are your thoughts, man? You predicted it.
Immediate reaction. I think after like the 65th minute, 70th minute, the momentum totally changed and favored Real Madrid. It was wonderful to see a goal from like the shortest guy on the field. I know Meta was freaking out. He was so happy to see that. And that just moved the momentum. 9 minutes later, another goal. Just how I called it. But immediate reaction, I feel bad for Borussia Dortmund because they had everything going for them in the first half. But in the end, Madrid finds a way. So I'm super happy to see it. I'm super happy to see them win. I'm very excited for Toni Kroos to, wrap up his career with Madrid with a Champions League, with the Champions Trophy. Called it. I called it 2-1. They ended up 2-0. Courtois with another clean sheet.
Almost 2-1, man. That guy was barely offsides there.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Antonio, how you feeling, man?
Shine bright like
No, I called it too, but I don't know. For some reason, I started rooting for Dortmund in this game. In the end, Madrid is there in the Champions because, man, they're built for the Champions League, and that's what they do. They win that thing all the time. Carvajal, man, that was I was not expecting him to score after a terrible first half that they could have easily gone into that half down two right there.
And it seemed like both of those were kind of his fault. So, but he came back, scored the goal, and after that, he played a pretty solid game. So my Heart and Hustle award goes to Carvajal.
Heart and Hustle Award. Carvajal totally
Carvajal gets my Heart and Hustle award for this game. Good for him that he came back second half and he scored the goal, scored the first goal that changed the momentum completely. So,
you know, I love it. I totally support it. I think he struggled first half, but he came in, like Alonso said, the shortest dude on the team in that box, went in and had just a little bit of space, enough for him to head that ball in, earning him the very first ever Heart and Hustle Award. All right, hand it off to our expert. How do you feel? Immediate reactions to the second half, to the game. Share your thoughts.
Well, yeah, Danny Carvajal definitely put a lot of effort into that header. I think it was very, very smart. I think this was something very prepared for Madrid because those Germans were really tall and there was no way that they can go. Everything that went through the middle of the box, the Germans got it. So, of course, they're going to have to go and play the first post, and they did. And they weren't expecting the shortest guy on the freaking team to go and make a run towards the first post.
Yeah.
Be wide open and just clip it towards the back post. It was a really good goal, and you can tell that there was just a silence from the Dortmund fans when the goal went in.
Yeah.
And it just changed the momentum. The manager for Dortmund just obviously just reacting as best as he can. He even put in Sebastian Haller into the game to try to flood the box, and unfortunately just a silly misplaced pass.
My gosh.
Man.
I tell you, I heard Dad's voice in my head for years and years at that moment saying, never to the middle. And he hit it right to the middle. And if you see his reaction, he's like, immediately he's like, oh no.
Oh yeah, he knew.
Terrible.
He knew it. It was such a. I mean, it's such a big moment. Borussia Dortmund. This is I think their third final in their history, and they haven't won it before. Most of those guys, if not all, have never played a final in the Champions League. Maatsen, the one who misplaced the pass, is just 22 years old.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the pressure of the moment, playing in a final, something that he's never done before. And then just a moment of blindness to go and play the pass. And it was too easy. It was too easy. They gave it to him. And then Vinny Jr. goes and puts it in the back of the net. The goalkeeper did have a hand on it, but it was just there was nothing else that he could have done. I think Vinny Jr. woke up the second half because they were attacking a lot through him. They won the corner because of the way that he's been attacking and taking on players. The guy's fast. And just like I think one of you guys said, they play a long diagonal ball and he just puts it. It's like a glue. His technique is just incredible.
His first touch.
Yeah.
He puts it down, and then he goes and takes them on, and it started with that. And Dortmund just, I think if that goal would have been allowed, right, if he wasn't offside, it might have been a little bit different.
Yeah.
But it's just too hard. It's too hard against a team that has so much experience in finals. What else are you gonna do? I think Dortmund put on a really good first half. The second half, Madrid just were relentless in trying to go and force the play, and a set piece off a corner got them going, and that's when Dortmund had to go and chase the game. And when that happens, Madrid, it plays into Madrid's hands. So well done, Madrid. Well done, Dortmund.
I see now they're doing the presentation of the trophy. Zinedine Zidane carrying the trophy. Most European titles as the manager, Carlo Ancelotti. is on top right now. 4. Bob Paisley has 3. Zinedine Zidane 3. Pep Guardiola 3. Ancelotti, he's getting to the GOAT status there.
Yeah.
Great coach, and it's fun to see Zidane there. But I tell you, we got some young players that are just insane. They're just incredible. Bellingham, I guess Bellingham was the one who crossed that bad pass in, right? And he's the one, and then passed it to Vinny Jr.
Yep.
Bellingham, 20 years old, man.
20.
20
Yeah.
years old. Vinicius Jr., 23. 23, right? I think he's 23.
23? Dude,
23
what
years
is
old.
happening?
These guys are legends. To me, you know, typical Brazilian, first of all. Like he did like a little back pass, heel pass too. And I thought he's so comfortable with the ball. You know, with the Brazilians, you see them pass through generations. You got, you know, Ronaldo passed the baton to Ronaldinho, Ronaldinho to Neymar. And I think we're gonna be living through the time of Vinny Jr.'s time now. Right? He's taking over, man.
And what's crazy about this Madrid team, first of all, the commentator that the last time Madrid lost in the final of the Champions League was 1981. It's crazy. And they said the last time that they lost a final in any European competition was 1983. That's crazy to think about. And now you see this team Madrid that even the commentator said it too. They didn't have a great game. They really didn't. You know, even Vinny, in the end, he did a lot better in the second half. He didn't have a great game either. And then you think about Mbappe coming to this team. And it's that's just unfair, man. That's just unfair. So it's interesting. Where do you even fit him in? That's what I'm looking at too, the lineup and everything. Where you would fit in him somewhere, but it's like
Rodrigo's out of here.
I think Rodrigo's out. He didn't have the best game today. Vinicius Jr. had so much confidence on the ball.
I felt like Vinny Jr. in the first half, he almost did. He was the only one that was kind of making an impact, making runs and stuff. But
we saw some substitutions during the game too.
Yeah.
Adeyemi got subbed out.
Tired.
I mean, that guy is, I think, a candidate for Heart and Hustle Award also. That guy was out there busting his butt, making key plays. He had a really good pass also that led to a good chance from the Fulkrug. I think is his name. Pretty good.
Pretty close.
We saw Toni Kroos subbed out. We
character.
saw Modric come into the game, but Toni Kroos,
man,
retiring with his head high. He's playing in the summer.
Guinness.
He retires. He retires after the Euros.
That's gonna be exciting. He definitely is a legend there for Real Madrid. Had a good free kick during the game, but happy for Real Madrid. Pumped about this game. I think Dortmund killed it. They deserve all the round of applause. But Real Madrid was the monster here. We saw it coming, man. We saw it coming. Dortmund
they win it, man. They win that thing. They're meant for that competition. They win it. Who's your man of the match? Because I have no idea.
Let's go around the table. Meta, what do you think? Man of the match?
It would have to be Vinny. I think Vinny just turned the tide of the second half. First half, Madrid were just in trouble, and in the second half, when they just started sending the ball to Vinny, he just worked his magic. He's just too good. He's too good, and the way that he was just taking on players, creating chances, leading the charge, he was winning corners, and that's how the corner was won that led to the goal. And then, of course, he got the second goal to put the game to bed. So I would go and have Vinny Jr. as the man of the match.
Vinny Jr.
First man of the match.
We got man of the match. We got Heart and Hustle Award. Both going to Real Madrid. And then Cagada of the match. Madson's pass right into the
Madson's pass was Cagada of the match, man. Cagada
of the match. Poor guy. Poor kid.
Top 10.
making a poor pass in that area. That's Real Madrid's true MVP.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
blew it.
man.
They really
That's
blew it. I'm
terrible.
watching them right now live. They're holding up the trophy. Happy for them. They're winning. This is the end of the Champions League. We have our man of the match. We have our heart and hustle. We have our guy out of the match too. I don't know if I can say that live here, but we might
I
have
guess we already did. Who cares?
to put explicit
On Sucker
podcast.
Gun.
La mansa cagadita del
Yeah.
match.
And now you said it. We're just gonna start.
Sorry, guys. It's that kind of a podcast.
Cagada más grande.
This is intense, guys. It is time for us to look forward. Champions League is over with.
Hey, they're lifting the cup right now. Yeah.
It ended a few minutes ago. They're lifting the cup right now, but
That's
this
it.
podcast does not end here. We will be covering Copa America, Euro Cup. This is going to be an intense year. A lot of these players that are playing right now, that played in this final, will be playing in the Copa America. Guys, what if I'm gonna display the groups? Let's run through the groups real quick. Copa America is gonna get the most attention, but we're also gonna have the Euro Cup. We're gonna have the Olympics. We're gonna have the World Cup in a couple of years.
Couple years, but that's coming, man. Feels like it's already just right around the corner.
We got the group stages set. What are our initial thoughts, guys, on the group stage?
The groups is all right. Can you list them off? Let's go with Group A first.
Dude, I got it right here.
Oh, here we go.
Look at this. Ooh.
Oh, shoot! And I'm so nervous. Group A to me, I don't know, man.
Dude,
That
you
feels
know
like
Peru ain't going nowhere.
Oh man, so Group A, we got Argentina, Peru, Chile, and Canada. This group to me looks like maybe the group of death.
yeah. That's what I kind of thought too, man.
What are your initial thoughts? I feel like, so for our many viewers right now,
So many.
they should know by now by Antonio's hat that we are Chile. through and through. Viva Chile, Pinochet. No, not Pinochet. Sorry. Anyway. But we have to cheer on Chile. I'm going to put them in the number 2 slot for Group A. Hopefully, I think it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a big fight. Argentina have them as number 1. Chile is going to be in there fighting their way through to the second position moving forward. What are your thoughts, guys? Omero.
Coach.
Yeah, Argentina is definitely the favorite. How can they not be World Cup champions? They're coming in strong from World Cup qualifications. They have to go and take in the number 1 spot. That number 2 spot is going to be quite a challenge. The bad blood between Argentina, Peru, and Chile from the El Clásico del Pacífico. Those games are probably the most important games, because anything can happen. There's such a huge rivalry, at least between those 3, especially when it comes to Chile, since it is the team that we're going to be supporting along with USA.
Oh, yeah.
Chile and Peru is always a tricky game, but I have to have Chile within the fighting and getting into the number 2 spot. Peru right now is kind of in a difficult moment. Chile right now is in a rebuild mode. Canada, we'll see. That's the dark horse, I guess, here in Group A. But I'll have to go and give Argentina number 1 as the favorite. Number 2, Chile. 3 will go Peru, with Canada closing out the group.
Oof.
How are you supposed to argue with that, dude? How do you argue with that? That's exactly how I have Group A going. Argentina, Chile, Peru, Canada. Chile against Peru, dude. That's their first game. That's on June 21st. I'm looking here now. Chile against Peru, and that is a huge game. They need to win that game, because then they play Argentina, which probably gonna lose. And then they play Canada, which is gonna be a lot of fun to be there.
That's right. The 4 of us will be there on June 29th in Orlando. I don't know what the stadium is, but we're going to be in that stadium. We're going to be wearing red, white, and blue on behalf of USA and Chile. Really, for Chile, I just put USA.
Chile, dude, USA, what are you talking about?
But Chile versus Canada, that's going to be a huge game. We'll be there. We'll be supporting But yes, thanks for bringing that up.
That'll probably be the game that Chile will win to get in, pretty much. And
Hopefully.
unless if they lose to Peru right away, man, I'm gonna be in such a bad mood.
We're going
But
we're going shirtless. We're painting ourselves. We're gonna take pictures and
Hey,
post
Chile can beat Argentina. We've seen it before on the
many times.
biggest stage
Copa
of Copa
America.
America.
that's so true, man.
They can beat them, but probably not this tournament. But they can beat them.
Hey, we can only hope for a tie there. Chile has been annoying when it comes to Argentina. The Argentinos have a really hard time. They still talk a lot of crap about Chile, but in the end, we'll give them a hard time.
Every
We'll
time.
see. That first game is the most important game, and usually is in tournament formats and group games. First game, we have to go and get the 3 points.
Chile is meant for Copa America, man. They're a
Alonso-
different animal in Copa
Alonso,
America.
who do you have for 1 and 2?
Argentina 2, Chile number 1.
Oh!
Dale,
Choo, choo,
miércoles.
choo.
All right, perfect. Let's go to Group B. We got Mexico, Ecuador, Venezuela, and Jamaica. What are our thoughts, guys? Ecuador's looking good.
Coach.
I have Venezuela as the number 1. Venezuela, right now in World Cup qualifying, I have never seen Venezuela play the way that they play. They are very, very good. Surprisingly, it's been years since I even heard of Venezuela being a contender of even going into the World Cup. So they're coming in pretty strong, pretty confident. I actually have them in the number 1 spot. That number 2 is going to be tricky. It's going to be between Mexico and Ecuador. Jamaica, please. Mexico and Ecuador. I'm sorry, Jamaica. I get it, but I'm sorry. They're going to be there to try to take away some points, but I don't see them getting out of this group. Ecuador and Mexico.
Man.
Ecuador
Come on,
coming
man.
in pretty strong. Mexico right now, they've been battling it out with USA, right? And it's been USA coming out. Mexico are kind of like in this rebuild, so it's going to be pretty interesting. If I were to go and pick who's going to be the number 2 to go and join Venezuela, you know what? I think they'll pull up an upset. I think Mexico will go through.
All right. We need to also just put a disclaimer out there that Olmedo is married to a Mexican. So not saying there's bias, but I'm going to throw that out there as just an addition to, as a footnote to your
I like that. Yeah, because
analysis
it's true.
there. Good point.
I have Ecuador going first.
Ecuador.
And I just now changed it to Venezuela going second, Mexico going third because Mexico. Because I tell you, man, Mexico's not meant for Copa America. What is Bob Marley doing? I have
No
Mexico
love.
going third, and Jamaica. Sorry to all of our thousands of Jamaican friends watching, but I have Jamaica fourth, also there to just maybe steal a couple points here and there, to just be annoying. And that's what they're there for. That's how I have it going.
Sean Paul. All right.
John
Alonso, your
Nebal.
thoughts? What do you got? Alonso always has something up his sleeve, man.
Me, I think I would go with number 1, Mexico, because out of this group here, I think they have the best food. So if they play anything like they serve for dinner, I think they will go number 1. Number 2, I'm torn between Jamaica because I like the jerk chicken. I also like the arepas that they have in Venezuela. So I think I'll go number 2, Venezuela.
Dude, Ecuador, they got some good food, man. But
Yeah,
not-
they got worms. I got
got
worms.
You got worms.
I'm back.
All right, let's keep it moving here. Group C, this is a very important group for us. And breaking news, I might go to one of these games. Number 1, USA, Uruguay, Panama, and Bolivia. We were just talking trash about Bolivia earlier, so but who we feel
They play
I think
Bolivia, man.
personally, I think Uruguay, they got a Loco Bielsa there coaching them, really working with that team, really getting in there. I think they're gonna be at the top of the list. They play really good in tournaments historically. And then I gotta put USA in number 2. They should be able to beat Panama. They should be able to beat Bolivia. Those should be the 2 teams moving forward, in my opinion.
I think US and Bolivia play a no. Who's playing the friendly? Who does US play against the friendly right before the tournament? You remember?
USA plays against Brazil. Right
That's
before the
friendly, man.
tournament.
That's really friendly, dude. Very
So
friendly.
friendly, dude.
Not gonna be friendly.
Thoughts
Coach,
on it?
what do you got for? Oh, me?
Give it to us.
I got Uruguay number 1 because Uruguay, they're looking good, man. They're looking real good, and just like you said, they got Bielsa there. That team is very historic in the Copa America, and so I got them going number 1. I got the USA number 2, and then Panama, then Bolivia. USA should definitely handle Panama and Bolivia. It's against Uruguay that I'm like, maybe not. Look at that face.
Go Bielsa.
So I have it exactly pretty much the same. So USA is obviously the one I'm going to be rooting for, but Uruguay is looking real good right now. So that's going to be good.
Beautiful. USA's playing Panama on June 27th. That's the game they're playing here in Atlanta. Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So there's a good chance I'll be there. Tickets are still pretty cheap, you know. But moving forward, what do we think? Alonso, let's go to you. Give us
Number one,
USA has some good food.
I think Uruguay is gonna go number 1. I really like Valverde. I mean, he killed it today in the Champions League final. I want to see Luis Suarez there. I live in Miami, baby, and he plays for Miami. So I hope he gets called up and he gets to play this summer for the Copa America. Number 2, I think USA will make it past the group. I hope to see them in the next round where they will probably lose. Okay.
Oh, man.
They would be playing against the winner of Group D, right? Yeah.
Which, if it's Brazil, they have no chance. I'm sorry.
Hey, we're going to get a good look here in this friendly that they got coming up.
Olmedo, what do you think? Group C, 1 and 2. 27.
1 and 2, Uruguay and USA. Uruguay is, I would say, one of the favorites to win the whole thing. Historically, this is their tournament. Historically, they do really well. But El Loco Bielsa, he is completely turning this around. The last 3 games in qualifiers, they have won. They beat Argentina in Argentina, right? That's like no joke. They beat Brazil. They've only lost 1 game in qualifiers for now, so they are in really, really good shape to go and at least win the Copa America. USA at number 2. They played against Panama before. They need to beat them. Bolivia is just sitting, I believe, if they're not last place, they are second to last, you know, in Portugal. I think it might just end up with pretty much who's going to be the battle for last place between Panama and Bolivia.
Hopefully. Hey, the other thing important to remember out of these tournaments is that
there's always a team.
Anything can happen.
There's always that team that
there's
just
always upsets.
surprises everyone.
Chile.
And there's always upsets and anything.
And it's going to be Chile number 1. It's going to be Chile beating Argentina. Remember when Argentina lost that first game of the World Cup? That was crazy, man.
Against Saudi Arabia, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anything can happen, man.
And then they win it all. All right, Group D, we're going to Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay, and Costa Rica.
This is a good group, too.
I'll give my 2 cents. Brazil, most likely, going to be at top.
Oh, man, keep fail, man.
Brazil's going to be on top. Their team's just ridiculous. I mean, Vinny Jr. today showed why his team needs to be on top. Just him showed why his team needs to be on top. And then Colombia, papa. Do you think it's going to be Colombia or Paraguay? I got to think about this, man. I'm going to say Colombia, man. They got James Rodriguez still, right?
Falcao.
Vive Valderrama.
They got Falcao, right? Honestly, I have no idea. I'll put Colombia on there too, just to show some support. What are your thoughts, Coach?
I think it finishes exactly how you see it. Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay, and Costa Rica. Brazil is Brazil, right? They're going to qualify. They're a very good team, right? They have good players. They literally have two starting 11s, you know, as reserve. But Colombia right now, they're undefeated. They haven't lost a game in World Cup qualifiers. So I think they're going to go and
Oh.
finish up too. Costa Rica, they might be coming in with a high since they've recently played a friendly with Uruguay and they tied 0-0. But I mean, let's be realistic. It's just a friendly, and Uruguay weren't just playing. They weren't playing their best players there. It was just trying out what he wants to do during this tournament and playing it safe because it's just around the corner. So Brazil at 1, Colombia at 2.
Antonio.
I want to put Colombia number 1 because I love Colombia, but I gotta look at the reality here, and I'm gonna go pretty much the same thing: Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay, Costa Rica. Brazil is Brazil, and Colombia. Honestly, I don't even know how they're. Oh wait, Colombia's been undefeated for a while now. So they're coming in good form, but yeah, I think really their best case scenario is number 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, Paraguay and Costa Rica, they don't have much of a chance. So I pretty much have it the same for Group D.
All right, Alonso, let's close
Dude,
this up.
let me
with
see that
final
picture again of
predictions.
Ronaldinho, man. That was so funny.
Dude, that thing was scary,
We
man. It
need
scared Buki.
inspiration. We got some good ones on here, man.
Wow.
Ronaldinho funny.
Hey, come on, guys. I try my best.
Ronaldinho
The
funny.
GOAT. Okay, for me, Brazil, number 1, Colombia, number 2.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
That's
This is-
perfect. We don't
that's-
need to know anything else, man. That's it.
That's kind of what I meant by maybe Group A is like the group of death, because the rest of them, it feels like there's a solid 2 there that you're like, they're probably not gonna get through.
Yeah.
But Group A, it's like,
It's gonna be a fight.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, Peru is in a bad spot. I mean, they're in the bottom, but Chile is, near the bottom as
Near the
well.
bottom.
Those two teams against each other is going to be very, very interesting. That'll be the game that could be the decider. So it'll be pretty interesting. But if they end up in that number 2 spot, I mean, who's in group B again?
I don't know who's in charge of sharing.
Who's in charge of this podcast?
It's Mexico, Ecuador, Venezuela, and Jamaica.
And
So
Jamaica,
Chile, if they end up
Jamaica.
second, they play the first in Group B, and it could be Venezuela. It'll be a really good game,
Ooh.
big game.
you
I
know,
love
the
it.
Argentinos are thinking about the game with Chile. You know, they have to be like, oh,
They gotta be like,
tough game.
yeah.
You have to,
For sure,
considering their
yeah.
history.
¡Boludo!
¡Boludo!
Pegó en mi pecho, che. Anda para allá, bobo. Anda. Yeah, so.
Anda.
Give me the bobo.
Mira, bobo.
Give me the bobo.
Que
Anda
mira,
pa' allá.
bobo.
Anda
Hey,
pa' allá, boludo.
Bad boys.
Dude, Messi, first time in his life speaks English. Everyone freaking
boy?
trashed on him. Guy.
Bad boys.
Bad Boys. I'm excited to see Bad Boys. He'll be playing, I think, the first game or no?
Bad boys.
Maybe.
Probably.
But boy,
First game is Argentina and Peru.
Canada.
Pochoclo.
Canada.
I think they're playing in Atlanta.
No.
But the tickets were already like $350 all the way for the
Argentina, Canada.
Canada,
the
yeah.
First game.
We're excited. We're going to be covering Copa America. Euro Cup is at the same time. It starts June 14th. It's going to be at the same time. They have way too many groups, so that's why we didn't cover them now, but we will.
Yeah, we might talk about them a little bit.
We got the Olympics coming up soon. We're going to be covering all the tournaments. Guys, this is the best podcast in the world.
That's
With
the name of the
four
podcast,
brothers.
guys. The best podcast.
That's the name of the podcast. We're still working on that.
The best
And
one.
another word from our sponsors. And that's all the words from our sponsors. Guys, any closing remarks? Champions League, Real Madrid, get all the honor, all the glory. What are our thoughts? 5 seconds each. Omerito.
A la Madrid forever in Champions League.
Alonso.
A la Madrid. A tu hermana. No.
Antonio.
A la Madrid, viva Chile mierda!
And I'm a la Madrid. I'm more of a Barcelona guy myself, but
Yeah.
clap my hands for them. Happy for them. Guys, we will be back for the Copa America. Brought to you by no one.